All right, hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the UHL Degenerates podcast. As you can see, we are missing a bright orange-haired fellow. Carrot Top will not be joining us today. At least, maybe not yet. We'll see.
Might make an appearance.
So we're trying to do these kind of like every weekend. It was a busy weekend, and also stats and everything hasn't been updated very heavily, so it's kind of been hard for us to do like a breakdown of standings and player stats, and even some of them are still fucking wrong, but we'll make do. First things first, just want to give a shout out to all the people in the suggestion box or that DM me and say that we need better media members because we don't know anybody, and I'd like to follow that up with a fuck you. I don't care.
Like to follow it up, but I still don't know anybody. And didn't search after you said it.
Listen, it's not my fault that you have 7 games played over 16 seasons and a negative 27. I'm not. What the fuck do you want me to do with that? You want me to actually bring that up every time? I'll do it if you want me to. I'll sift through all 400 of you and pull out all your stats, and we'll see how much fun it is. But all right. So yeah, today.
Also, at that point, when someone's drafted in like the 16th round, you're like, well, he did this there. Like that's like hot for him. Like just yeah.
Slow Bunny 738 Soars 569 had a really productive season in WJC. He played 2 games, had 3 assists and a negative 4.
I had him going in the 15th round, so it's still 16th.
What a steal! What a steal! Yeah. Go fuck yourselves.
I would like to, some segment that we talked about, asshole of the week.
Oh, I have a big idea of who this is going to be.
Yeah. And it goes to drumroll Mein Kampf.
Tottenkoff?
Mein Kampf. Weird
Grayson. Top me off?
Who then proceeded to DM everyone and said, I apologize. And then when you said thank you, or I actually didn't follow through because I was warned about this. If you said thank you or, it's all good or even anything back, he then said, I'm kidding, and through infinite more racial slurs, FUs, and homophobic slurs. So that guy's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely lead off with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, there's going to be weeks where it's like we pick and choose a little bit and kind of have to like.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely have some honorary mentions from the Colorado and Philadelphia ownership quitting after week 1.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. I gave most people at least a 2-week gap.
I didn't even know Colorado's management
left. Yeah, well, only like one of them's left. Hingle something.
What's that?
I don't fucking Team LTD or some shit. I don't know. Again, I don't fucking know any of these people. So this is for the reason, exactly, because they fucking leave.
Wow, that's crazy. And they have like a decent first line, like on their route. They have like Trash Panda, like
yeah, they had like a decent week. I think they like went. Somebody told me I think like 5-4 or 6-3 or something. Like not great, but definitely not like weren't 0-10. Yeah, maybe they were even better. I don't know. Let me look at the stats page that's not updated. They have 8 games played and 4 points. Oh, they were 1-5. Never mind. Maybe they did have a reason to quit.
8 games played and they're 1-5. That's fucking no wonder, dude.
Hey, Philadelphia has 10 games played and is 0-7-1.
That makes a lot of sense mathematically. That's what I was saying to you earlier. I was like, dude, I tried looking at the standings and one of the teams is like 6-1 and has 10 games played or something.
Chicago, we're 10-0 even though we lost the game 7-2.
We are 10. I like that. That's actually a good way to put stats in. Just give yourself the win anyway. Fuck it, right? Until someone calls you out for it. Shit. Yes.
Man, I don't know. Obviously we're hoping that stats and everything gets fixed and updated, but obviously like
more just updating. I don't think it's really there's anything vehemently wrong besides them not being in. That's it.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, a combination of owners not putting them in. I think it's only Sir Mike Knight and like maybe one other guy doing MSO. So like that's kind of on top of work schedules and playing. That's also hard to do. So maybe, hey, if you're interested in helping out stats, message Aces and bother him while he's at work.
I don't know how they have it set up on the back end, but if he has to go through and check every game, like I know there's a way to have it set where like both teams sign off on it, and then it's like if you see it passing by, like that something's wrong, then you can go into it and change it. But there's also an option to like have a staff member like okay the game, if that makes sense, which is like if they have that sucks because then they go through fucking every game and like go through everything. But
yeah,
set up.
Who knows? I mean, we'll go through today the standings and the stats. This is gonna be a short episode because obviously with not having all the stats and not much has really gone on. So
it's also 7:30 on a Monday.
Yeah, so
you don't want to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm drinking and I work at 5 a.m. So, so big shout out to Tot, or whatever the fuck, Tottenkoff, Tater Tot. I don't know. Todd, that fits.
Dude. Yeah, dude. Big shout out
to
him.
So for you guys that didn't know, he's apparently just dropping N-bombs in every league, so definitely the kind of guy that you want to give your best man speech at your wedding, so if you need that service.
Like what a hill to die on. He drops these N-bombs all over the place, right? But he didn't do it in this chat until he had his full meltdown. But what he did do, which is so odd to me, he goes, yeah, I'm racist. It's okay. It's a personal choice. And there's nothing wrong with that, or like, and I can say that and it's okay. And I'm like, dude, who the fuck is this guy, man? Like, what a hill to die on. Like in a league of the Discord of 400 people saying, yeah, dude, I am racist. It's a personal choice and you can't touch my personal choices. Like,
imagine growing up,
dude. Like, what are you? Get out of here.
Yeah, well, like, did you grow up in a fallout shelter after the Confederates lost the Civil War? Just all went underground after the Dixie song stopped being sung? Jesus Christ.
It's fucking ridiculous, bro. But anyway, I mean, that guy's an asshole. And pretty much asshole of the season. Great inaugural person.
If you can follow that up, we might actually give you like a trophy. Like, that's impressive.
If you can win asshole of the year after that, then shit, man, that's fucking, not much else you can do, really.
No, I mean, you got to really go above and beyond.
You may have to kill somebody. Like,
you have to hit not only like racism, you got to get like everything.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do classism. You got to make fun of like crippled people. You got to make fun of like the special needs. Like, you got to really you got to run home base 7 times.
Dude, yeah, you just got to like literally just, I would say, unless physical harm is done to someone else in the league, like then you have to go out of your way to pick and choose the worst things ever said in humankind to someone, and that's it.
Or like if you messaged every person in the Discord asking for like feet and nipple pics, that'll put you up there.
But that, you know what? No, that's good on him. He has the patience to message 410 people or whatever it is for nipple pics. Whoever it is, go get him.
Oh my God.
Also, you have to admit, like, who sends them?
If you're the one that sends the nipple pic back, you're kind of the asshole of the week.
Yeah, it's true. Facts. I can see
already sweating.
Having a drink and fucking messaging 410 people and asking
just sending back.
Yeah, Cat would definitely send back for sure. But all right, let's hit some stats and standing.
All right, so looking at the standings, I mean, these aren't fully updated. Some people only have 8 games played. Some people have 10 games played with only 8 wins and 0 losses. So, sitting at the top of the leaderboard, I already know this isn't fucking accurate, so I'm just going to correct it right now, because the Blackhawks aren't 10-0. Oh my God, why is my phone brightness so fucking high? Blackhawks right now, I don't know every team's league, because obviously, like, the games yesterday aren't in. I know we are...
We have one loss.
Yeah, we're 11-1, so we're sitting pretty nice. As of right now on this, it has Toronto at 9-1 with 18 points, which is
as well
to be pretty expected, yeah. Pittsburgh is listed as 7-2-1, add 2 more losses from last night. Fuck you guys. Except Sean Avery's fucking compy almost won them the game.
Yeah, it was definitely the compy who.
Dude, like, he quit and they scored. The compy had 2 goals.
What side of the ice was the compy playing on, Trap?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, Semp actually got mad at me because I let the compy fucking get like a one-timer shot that didn't go in, And I was like, we don't cover the compies. They don't score. And he proceeded to score like a fucking hat trick.
Yeah, right.
Seattle Kraken with an impressive 7-3. Didn't see that one coming. We play you guys tonight, so see how that goes. Detroit has 8 games played and is 6-1. So that's good mathematics. Anaheim is 8 games played and they're 3-4-1. Not so hot. That's what you get with coding off on your team. Could have threw shade at you, Loyal, but gonna leave you out of this one for now. We'll get back to you. Sure, you'll give me more reasons. But yeah. Ottawa Senators 3-4-1 in 8 games played. Carolina Hurricanes 3-6-1 in 10 games played. New York Rangers 2-6-2 in 10 games played. The Golden Knights apparently 2-7 in 10 games played.
Makes sense.
Yet they've beaten like Toronto, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. Yeah. Colorado is 8 games played, 1-5. Good mathematicus. And the Philadelphia Flyers are an impressive 0-7-1. I'm pretty sure they're 0-9-1. I'm pretty sure that's right.
And their management group, that switch happened after that.
Yes. They got fucking launched into the moon.
Yeah. So, first week, usually, I would say it matters if you don't win a game. I could see with how muddy the standings are at the bottom and how many teams are close to 500, like they could just go off and lose on average 2 a week maybe and be right in the mix, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's so brutal in that bottom 5. I mean, like after week 1, pretty much Chicago and Toronto are goddamn guaranteed a playoff spot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is like, that is the good thing about having like a lot of unknown teams and unknown owners and players is as the season goes on, lines are going to build chemistry. You're going to start to see which players can play and which can't. And then guys are going to adjust.
Newfie, right? Or was that him? Or who was that last season?
Oh, yeah.
Just like
Firebush Newfie?
Yeah, he just stuck to it, dude.
God, I miss him so much.
I think he's somewhere in LG. I don't know.
Dude, he legitimately joined a podcast and like turned his camera on, and it was just him playing NHL. It was just him in the middle of the game, and we were asking questions, and like he was giving like 2-word responses because he was fucking killing penalties. I'm like, thanks for the sick interview. He didn't score, by the way, if you're wondering.
I'm not surprised. So Vegas is a weird team, huh? Like,
yeah, I mean, really good talent, but like, and that's the thing. The night that we played them, we beat them like it was aces, I think.
They got good goaltending.
We beat the shit out of them in game 1, like 4-2. Well, I mean, 1-2, we beat the shit out of them. But when you have 29 penalty minutes and I'm hammered at lefty and Cavs trolling, you should probably win.
Yeah.
But then, then the next game they showed up ready to play. So, I mean, good on them. But yeah, I don't.
Might just be like a pretty good first grouping, and then like a fall off after that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like that's what surprised me about Colorado too, because I mean, like Brown Man Can and Trash Panda formed a line in IOHL last year that was pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
And you would expect that they would be able to at least maybe carry that over, but also, I don't know, that management group kind of sucked.
Though Trash's availability is probably not optimal.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see as one game.
Especially if the team is dog shit, dude. He's not like gonna make it. Try his best to make it overly available.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll go through stats and everything for the ones that are updated. I don't know where everybody's going to be at, and I don't think every player stats are updated accurately because of obviously lack of games. But before we move on, obviously Philly's got a new management group with Readers, who is swinging his fucking nuts around heavily in the chat, saying that he's going to win it all. He's got the best Game 7 line in the league. His wiener's 4 inches. I don't know how that's a flex, but I guarantee I saw it somewhere in the man chat.
He did say that he was swinging around his nuts and not his wiener, so.
Well, they both. I mean, if your wing's 4 inches, I don't know if it's really swinging. More kind of like gently dangling.
It just bounces every once in a while.
Gives you a sign of life.
They did also just trade for Bones, which is great. Move for them. An interesting trade that I don't really know these people was the Philly-Toronto trade. But they made, I think they waived like pretty much their whole team and then traded for like 4 people and had a great RA draft and RA system after that too. So they're pretty much, he just kind of went in and got who he wanted.
Yeah. I mean, good on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely go over all the trades at the end. There was a few that were good, and there was a few that I was just like, those don't fucking matter.
Yeah, there's some trades of people I don't even know who they
are. So. Don't say that. We're gonna get kicked out of media. We need better media, guys.
Then you fucking sit in front.
Yeah, for every person that's ever said that or sent this suggestion, send me one media thing you can do.
Yeah,
do it. Do one.
The person that did that lasted less than a week and had a meltdown. I mean, Jesus Christ. All right, yeah, let's do stats. I think I mean, you can tell if a name's there that they should be there. And
yeah, I mean, obviously leading point scorer, not surprisingly, because he's just also swinging his dick around so hard in the main chat, is Schlarky, leading off at 36 points. Just absolutely dripping sweat daily every time he hops in a Sixers game. Surprisingly, the Toronto or Pittsburgh's, sorry, I'm going to throw up, Pittsburgh's line of Didacta, Bad News 88, and Sean Avery is second, third, and fourth, which I think that is fucking bullshit, but maybe I'm wrong. But see, I also think, like, I say this, like, thinking, like, oh, well, Chicago, we're 10-0, but we also fucking troll every game and only score 5 goals because we just do nothing.
Which one's interesting to me, actually, is that Pittsburgh line. I mean, they must be buzzing. They can. I've, like, played with 2 of them, I think. I know.
But see, that's the line that played against us last night and lost 8-2 and then lost 4-3.
Right. I mean, but you know what surprises me is that looking at the stats, I think the most goals for right now is Toronto. Again, not all stats are in.
But I mean, I looked at their like recent games, and they had like 13-3 wins, 10-0 wins.
They only have 2 guys in the top 15.
Yeah, I think Chicago's biggest wins have been like 8-2 and 7-1. Like, we just haven't been trying to blow guys out.
Stevie's up there, Earth is up there.
Yeah, so that line is second, third. Earth's right up there at 20.
Yeah.
I think Dope Swag or Haxby should be getting pretty up there. Dope's got like fucking, maybe not points, but he's got a ton of goals already this season. Which, looking down, yeah, he's at 5 in goals. So yeah, for leading the goal scorers right now, Schlarky leads with 13. The Doctor at 12. Rico, not a surprise, up there at 11. Bear Cheese, our fellow unknown media member, right up there with 10 for Seattle.
Is that a new tag of someone that I should know?
I don't know. So like, he's a media member. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to him. Seems like a nice guy. He was
a good dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 10 goals. He's playing tonight against us in Chicago for the Seattle team. So we'll see if he's got the juice to beat the Glizzy Gobbler. Probably. I'm already drinking. He's got 3 more hours till the game. But then, yeah, Dope's at 5. Dope was actually really pissed off because he's trying not to get any assists this season and only goals. And he had like 2 last night, so he was pretty distraught. Same with Haxby. Haxby only wants assists, no goals.
Last I saw, Haxby only has assists. Actually.
Yeah, he does not. Yeah. All right, so looking at assists, so it's honestly, this is a pretty consistent trend of damn near every stat I'm starting to look at is Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Toronto. Now that it is also because a lot of the lower teams were still at like 8 games played or had 8 games played with like 4 actual stat games in. So once stats are more updated, I can put together a better breakdown for this, but we're just kind of going off what MSO has right now.
Anything like standing out to you in regards to stats? I mean, I'll say right now a couple of things. is obviously that Pittsburgh line looks like they're having a great season so far.
Yeah.
Another thing pretty interesting to me is that it looks like Detroit has a decent line.
Yeah, I mean, they got gifted. Yeah, they got gifted. They have Uzi, which they drafted. Obviously, Uzi was a good draft pick. I didn't really like the rest of their draft, which I've made apparently clear numerous times.
Right,
But
yeah.
they got lucky with like the RA of Killzone and Natsu, who are two really good players.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
So
they might have put together a decent line off that.
Yeah,
So.
that's a lot of luck right there. God damn it, I keep fucking vomiting. Yeah, I mean they're putting together like a surprise line. Seattle's shocking to me. Like I liked their management group. None of them are like superstars, but they're all solid, good players. Like Wannabe Cali, Shitty Walk. Those guys are all
and they
solid
play a
players.
lot together outside of obviously
Yeah.
this league. So like they're chemistry can only take you so far, but like they have
It does make a difference.
Does make a difference, exactly.
I mean, like look at you look at Toronto. They have a lot of guys that play together. Maltese, Schlarky, Lefty. Those guys have been on teams together before. Chicago, obviously, for example, with Earth and Pod and Comet. What?
He playing for them?
Yeah, he's apparently just blowing the shit out of people every game. So I'm surprised I don't see him up here in the points, but he's also probably maybe playing like minimum games. So
right. Yeah.
Just like we just got God's Jesus to show up and play a game last night.
I saw that.
That was the game we almost lost 4-3 too. I had to message him. I was like, please trust me, this isn't how it normally goes.
Earth was like, I just never got around to inviting him. Like, what a casual, like, you drafted him.
Like your team's that stacked, and you're like, oh, God's Jesus, LGNHLer.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll toss him an invite a week later, see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how the first week goes. We'll see if we need him.
So Shawnee is not leading the league in penalty minutes, which is
and you know what? Playing him last night, he actually didn't was very reserved. He did crush my shit in a few times. He plays like a 6'1" playmaker with like fucking bruiser and big hitter on.
It's been like that for years. It's great.
I know, the guy's a savage. So leading assists, Sharky's leading at 23. The Doctor again at 21. Bad News at 18, and then Earth and our fellow media member Delisi both tied with 12. Surprising because Kuzi doesn't really fucking pass, but what can you do? Plus minus. Surprised I'm not in here, but. Again, this Pittsburgh line seems to be buzzing. I'm just going to assume that they had an off night playing against us last night.
I mean, they
because I mean they're absolutely lighting it up. Like I did talk a little shit.
You're on the plus minus. You're at 6 on plus minus.
Yeah, I don't think my stats are all updated.
No, what you have to do is go to filters on the top of the page. Are you doing top 15?
No.
You're doing this on your phone, aren't you?
Yeah. I told you my work laptop banned this.
So you're actually in 6th place. Cavi's in 7th.
Oh, that's kind of hot.
And then Slapshot, Steve, Earth, Lefty. So yeah, I've been looking at the top 15. That's what I was saying is that you could see some outliers like Detroit, that line on Detroit, and a couple cool things. Interestingly enough, with penalty minutes, the league lead is 2.
I don't.
There's just no way.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like the stat, like that, but also like, and this was another thing. Like Schlarky even posted in the main chat. He goes, "I have 30-something points. No team scored. Like they had a game where they won 13-3, and he hit a +0 for it."
Yeah.
It's like, would you have 13 power plays?
Once had like 10 points in a game or something. He was saying.
Yeah, like I don't think all of these stats are being like filed entirely correctly.
Not my problem.
No. I mean, I don't really care what my stats are. I mean, it would be nice to see because it helps us do the media breakdowns and gives a little bit more talking shit aspect to the league, but it's...
But I mean also, like, figure it. Like goals, assists, and points, like him being up top on there, no surprise. He must have a great plus minus, and it must be a 0 for one of the games because they're blowing teams out. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. And then you got, I don't know, looking at goalies right now, Tresdo for us, Tresdo and Liar, and I mean, Varley should be up there. I mean, you can see the top 15.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the top
Probably,
5 here.
you're just looking at saves right now?
Yeah, I was looking at goals against, save percentage, wins.
So going down the list for saves is Millsy, Liar, Bottomless Pit, Big Blunt, Defgrav, Eberly, O for sure, Soldier Man, Nagy, DQVR, Not My Problem, Holy Rebel, Juju Rags, Martinuk, and Skip Dinglecock, which is a great name. If I saw that in the draft board, we would have made.
How the fuck do we miss Skip Dinglecock? God damn it!
I would have been rallying for him to get drafted the whole entire draft if I saw it.
I would have lost all of my obsession with Keelan Doobies.
Yeah, right. Tresdo is actually leading in goals against, which is nice. I think your team collectively has the best goals against average.
Yeah, we are leading kind of top in a lot of the different save percentages and wins and goals against. Carrying Liar's dumbass to a few goddamn wins here. But I mean, I don't know. And like Soldier Man here too. Like right now, it's hard to not make a case for the top 4 in the league being probably right now. I'd say a tie between Chicago and Toronto, and then followed it up with probably Pittsburgh and maybe Seattle. And I would say like my teams to watch are going to be Vegas because they do have a lot of talent. Detroit has proven that they can hang around.
Gotta go Philly.
And then Philly is going to be obviously the biggest team to watch because obviously yes they are 0-9-1, but they just added like a top 15 esports line.
I think
from the Ducks gaming tournament with Readers, Maisie. Right. Yeti's in there. They brought Unique Sniper. They're all fucking LGNHLers. So
I think New York. This is going to sound weird, and we'll get into it a little in trades. Obviously, they traded Semp to Chicago. And, but I actually think that they got better. I mean, Semp was an RA, right? So there's no really.
I mean,
there's no subtraction on that really because he never played a game for them. They got 3 players. I think they needed depth. Decent players and depth more than, and they got Shy South, who's like pretty good.
You gave yourself a D pair with Kushnov and Shy Southsider.
Right. So, you may.
And then D Rob is another guy who can play defense too if they want him to, or he can play center.
I mean, they pretty much gave themselves 3 out of probably who would be starting D-men on their team.
Yeah.
So, the trade may seem in a vacuum weird for a lot of people, but like I get it maybe, or at least I'm trying to get it, and it sort of makes sense in that regard,
Yeah. Oh, you know who I realized we missed for like asshole of the week, like honorable mention? Poppy Badmash.
Yeah. Well, what happened to? I remember him never saying peep, and then he changed his gamer tag and went full on fucking.
Now he's just the league villain. Besides, he's just been getting overshadowed by Mein Kampf.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, dude, the guy's been traded 7 times, I think, and has just been looked off. Like, it's just still talk shit daily.
It's. I didn't even know who it was, and when they said Faroukian, I was like, dude, that guy has been.
He's not dead.
No, but he's been on teams with me before and hasn't said fucking shit in my Discord. No. And now he's like he's fucking
balls dropped, and now he's just slapping he's that one fucking YouTube video where the dad at the barbecue and just slapping the shit out of everybody. Doesn't matter who says what, just slapping.
Yeah.
Not in the game though, because apparently he sucks and just keeps getting traded.
He's like not. He's not bad. I forgot what team it was. It was one of my really good teams that I had when I was owning, and he like was our top TC. But then like, he didn't want to be TC, so he like didn't. But he didn't say peep, dude. Not his thing. Even in our team Discord, dude. I think he played 1 game for us. But anyway, let's get into trades. First trade.
Could definitely lost his virginity and just popped off.
I mean, he just lost his virginity and then named himself Poppy Bad. Or if he changes his name in real life, Poppy Bad Mash.
It kind of bangs though.
Yeah.
That in real life, that name kind of goes crazy.
Yeah, if it was if
you got to introduce yourself like Bond too. It's like, what's your name? Bad Mash, Poppy.
No, it's not. I wouldn't even go that far. Anyway,
I'd fucking leave the event.
I'll go through the three. All right, see you later. Poppy Bad Mash, Anaheim to Colorado for C.R. Lenny, 2177.
Leonard was the guy that Anaheim tried to fucking trade. I'm pretty sure they tried to draft him like 7 times, but he wasn't on the sign-up list. So I mean, they got their guy.
They typed in his full name, dude. Remember that? The guy's gamer tag is CR Lenny, and they were typing in CR Leonard instead, and Aces couldn't find him. So stupid.
I mean, they got their guy. They got their guy, dude. All right.
Right. I mean, I don't. Whatever. That's
so then Philadelphia traded Driz X7 to Detroit for It's My Strong Arm. I kind of a wash of a trade. I mean, the strong arm guy's on their roster, and I've heard obviously he must be playing well since they're winning.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then Toronto traded TTV Killshot for Detroit for Vasilevsky. That just seems like a TC trade swap.
Oh, you know what? Are you looking in the Discord?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the roster docs.
All right, that's probably a better idea. Let me do that too.
Because you just said people, then that's not their gamer tags. And I had no idea who the fuck you were talking about.
Okay, then let me open that up because that's probably the better way to go.
Us debuck for Killshot. When I see a team like Toronto or Chicago or
okay, I'm good now.
Anyone in that sort of regard, I kind of just think they know what they're doing, and I don't really need to judge a trade because they wouldn't be trading for someone unless they didn't want them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I also saw Detroit's owner tell Killshot to shut up, but it seemed like they had a good personal relationship. Maybe they cuddle at night. So it seems like that's working out on both ends, I guess.
Oh, nice. Good. Great.
Then next, Carolina. This was a trade I actually know. Carolina and Detroit.
I think
Koopa.
Didn't he just leave the Discord after he got traded?
Yeah, I guess he came back because he's been traded like twice, I think, too.
All right.
But yeah, he got traded to Detroit. Chicken Legs goes back to Carolina. If Walshy's playing, good trade. Chicken Legs is good too, though. So I mean, that seems more just kind of like one team needing a goalie and one team needing a D-man.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're both solid players. I don't hate that. And then Philly comes in with a new ownership group and just fucking abuses Anaheim.
Yeah, I mean,
And this is where remember Loyal at the beginning of this when I said I'd find a way to come back to you. Here we are, because this was fucking stupid.
They get players that will play for them back that aren't terrible players and will and Bones can play every position very well.
Yeah. I just played with him the other night and we were talking about it. I mean, I get the mentality that, all right, he wasn't happy. They were losing. He wanted out. His avail wasn't great. But I mean, get something better. You got to be able to get something better.
I think a big thing, I've done this before. When you have a bad situation with someone on your team, right?
Yeah.
I think them moving him to Philly was a planned move in that Philly has no wins and didn't have management, sort of. You don't bury the person, but it's like they can't, you're not competing with them really at this current moment.
Well, I mean, you knew a good ownership group was taking over, but they are still bottom of the barrel, so they still got to win their way back.
And also I think there's familiarity in who they traded for, in a sense of I think Mac's on that team too, right? McPhee, is he in their ownership group?
Yeah.
So like Masalamis, he knows. Real J, we all know those two. They're reliable. They'll be there for you. They'll show up.
And I mean, you get Iverson, who's toxic, but he does still have thumbs.
He has thumbs.
But he's still an ego as fuck.
I mean, if you thought Bones was having issues,
Oh, God. I hope they put a line together of Iverson and Kodanov, because that would just be the fucking
just no one
chef's kiss of ego.
All right, moving along.
Yeah.
Right. Take it.
Control Alt Delete You and PBM Cap from Toronto for Dr. Dry from Philly. Control Alt Delete You, I've played with once. I honestly can't remember how good he was, but he is in drafts.
I mean, this is one of those ones that I was talking about earlier. It's like Toronto and Philly are involved. Both respectable, very good management groups. I'm sure that trade is fair in both their minds. And it probably is. They know more about it than we do, and I think
probably guys to fit pieces. I think Philly's looking to trade maybe like one or like higher, like a higher, better player, and try to get some more solid depth at TC right now, since they lost a lot of guys.
Yeah, I think they have a full like exodus, right?
Yeah. And then you have next up, Colorado traded Dainty Dangles to Ottawa for Hughes 4. Hughes is a good player, and I've heard Dainty is good as well. I haven't actually played with him. That seems kind of like a fair swap.
Yeah,
I don't hate that trade.
Dude, I fucking always have trouble with the Hugheses. There's always
there's so many. There's like Hughes 4, Hughes 34, Hughes 43.
Honestly, and I've played with multiple versions of them, and
one plays like 4 defense, one plays goalie.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Baffling.
So if that's one of the good ones, that's a good trade.
Yeah. Next one, Detroit trades Jeffy Jew, not to be confused with Jiffy Jeff.
That's what I thought it was at
first. To Philadelphia for El Canadian I and then NPL Pens fan. I remember looking Pens fan up. He average stats. Canadian, I've heard is kind of okay.
I'm pretty sure he's in their TC and was waived previous to this trade, unless he was waived after the trade. Because I just did look at waivers.
Yeah, he did get waived, I thought.
June 26th, so 2 days ago. So after the trade, I think.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that seems...
whatever.
Again, that's an option of now, like, Philadelphia building assets and then trading them to get the guys they want.
Right.
So, and then you have Anaheim, Brown. I don't know who that is, but Mal Crawler's pretty decent. They traded him to Carolina for I'm Bovey. I've heard Bovey's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. This is again sort of how we talked about the the Toronto Philly trade or the sort of chicken legs Koopa trade. Is like these guys just needed positionally different people, and it worked out. Both teams got what they wanted out of the trade for sure.
Yeah, and what you're going to see a lot of early on is guys being afraid to take home run swings, so they're going to do these simpler, low risk, maybe decent reward trades.
Right, it's like
hoping they pay off.
A little tweak, hoping it,
maybe not even upgrading like skill wise, but upgrading, hoping maybe this guy meshes better with a line and see how that plays off. You can't hate them until they pay off. The biggest fucking home run swing was obviously pulled by Chicago, trading Shy Southsider D-Rob to Chuck. I was waiting for you to correct me on that.
You know what? I was biting my lip.
Kachuk and Kushnoff for Semp. And that's obviously I think our biggest trade by far yet.
We touched on it, I think as people acted like it was one of the most one-sided trades, and I would say it helps one team more than another, but I think it helps New York. I think New York got 4 players that they'll need. I don't think Semp, here's the thing. I don't think Semp would have saved their season on his own.
No.
Semp's great. He can play forward and
can play D, yeah. Play goalie, can play anywhere.
But him being there and losing on that team would not be a great situation. He wouldn't want to be there. You move him, you trade for 4 assets that you can get a decent, lineup out of and sneak into the playoffs, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a subtraction of talent, maybe of high end, like the highest event talent, but it's sort of a positive in a sense of just quantity,
Yeah, and I mean, multiple thoughts on it. Like, one, yeah, Semp isn't toxic in my opinion, or to some people he may come off that way. I don't think he's an ego either way, but like,
no, I agree with you too.
He's good enough to the point where, yeah, if he's fucking playing on a 2-8 team, he's not going to show up. He's just not going to do it. It's not worth his time.
Right.
And that's what a lot of that's the thing that scares away a lot of shitty owners from taking good players, is because they're just gonna, maybe they're not toxic, but if you're losing, they're just gonna be like, I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah,
like I'll give it a try.
He has a shitty schedule, like outside of league anyway. Like I know, like because I played with him, and he was like having, time constraints and not being able to warm up, and then has West League, which I know he holds pretty highly in a priority because it's the only league he could have a good fucking pig in. So I think like it's he's gonna show up for Chicago.
And that's the thing.
Like it makes sense. And they got 4 players again that are serviceable and they can get better overall.
Well, and that's the thing is Kush is a decent defenseman. Shai is a decent defenseman. D-Rob is a forward. I don't know how he is at forward, but I know he's a decent defenseman. I've never seen Kachuk play, but that's depth. May as well even give it a try.
I mean, you have that name. A lot of the times when anybody names themselves after a player and then has like the L's or the I's,
they have to be at least something.
There's gonna be something there. They've played the game before, right? Because if you dedicate your gamer tag to the fucking shittiest game of all time,
they at least know the basics of how the game is played.
And then Shai can also play. I don't really know who's New York's forward group is, but Shai can play forward for them.
Yeah, he can play center.
I would bet it without looking at their roster, be one of their better forwards.
Probably.
So
yeah, I mean, no matter what, he should start on that roster. Same with Kush. But yeah, I mean, it addresses a need. You're right. They're never gonna win just with Semp. They need depth.
Yeah.
And that's gonna help them. And Chicago, right now, we're looking to solidify what's looking like a cup run team. So by doing that, you give up some lower end assets for that high target piece, and you sacrifice depth.
I mean, Semp's in your Game 7 lineup.
Yeah. I'm happy to fucking sit out to let Semp and Cavi play, but that's because like Cavi's a better left D than me, and like the reason me and Cav have been a pair is because we have chemistry together. We play a ton. And he's fine playing right D, and I play the left side. Now that you add Semp, you can put Cavi and Semp together. I have experience with Dempsey. I can drop back. If something happens with a Vale, I can play with Semp. I've played with Semp a ton at right D. I can play with Cavi at right D. I can go right D if I need to, and it just gives us better lineup options to feel comfortable every night with whoever we have on D.
Yeah, for sure.
Except when Dempsey's in. I mean, that's still a fucking question mark every time around, but. And we got Tribe on RAs. So now
the one team that's fully like low
the best defensive group.
PC, dude. Fuck.
Hey, maybe we'll get some right wing games over Haxby.
Yeah, I think you will show. I'll play. I think we're gonna see as again a little trepidation in the beginning of the season with trades and stuff, and not that many big ones. It starts the big ones start rolling as the season progresses, and people do get sick of each other and their situation. A lot of the times, you see like when we were talking about like Semp, for instance, right? Like Semp, if you put Semp on a team that had 4 wins the first week out of 12 or whatever,
he's gonna message Cavi and say,
"Well, yeah, he would
touch my asshole. I'm sad."
But he would also say, "Okay, this needs to change." but he wouldn't like request a trade right away after that week. He could if he didn't know anybody, but you know what I mean? Is that like, so a lot of these players that aren't toxic necessarily, but like better and higher end players, after 2 weeks, you sort of then will start seeing if things don't change, you'll start seeing the people sort of request trades and weasel their way out and, or get the favor dealt to a better team. I used to, when I was management on a team that was bad for like a minute, I did it as a favor to somebody. And like you
talking about Petersburg?
Bro, I always, no, Jesus, never mention that shit again. But I always mention, anytime I own a team, dude, I mention at the beginning of the season, hey, this is our plan. If shit doesn't go well, I'll move you before the deadline to a playoff team. I'll say that to every one of my good players because they'll get on a playoff team. I put them in a situation, but they won't give up on you in the regular season. If it goes south, it's like, okay, well, I will be moved to a better situation. So I'll stick around.
If you are honest with guys and you say exactly what you're saying, like, hey, if you show up, you keep playing, I'll do my best to move you. If you're a dick, I'm going to send you to the worst team in the league.
Right. I think like a big thing with like the NHL, and it's not a thing that's practiced pretty frequently, honesty and just being upfront about like the situation. Like if you don't want to be somewhere, like say it, because you're just going to fucking be miserable and get into a fight with someone. Or if you're management, be honest and just fucking like, hey, you're playing like shit. Like, let's figure this out. Like it's the only way, dude. Because like the resilience in this game is always just like fucking the toxicity comes in, to play.
Yeah. Well, and also a lot of times some guys do just need a change of scenery, being with a different line, being with a different style of play. Like some guys like do very well if they, like on teams where they're just like say for a defenseman, for example, if you're on a team that is expecting you to jump into play and touch the puck constantly and be a 5-man rotation, and you're not very good at handling the puck, but you're a solid stay-at-home defenseman, you're probably going to cause some turnovers and you're going to struggle a little bit. If you're on a stay-at-home defenseman and you're a team where they want to cycle it all between the forwards down low and then maybe pass to you just to shoot a one-timer, you're going to feel a lot better and you're probably going to perform better.
Yeah, so I think we'll start seeing more like bigger trades in that regard as the season goes along. But this week, the Bones trade, the Sem trade, pretty fucking big ones. Pretty big people getting moved around.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully we'll get some more updated stats so we can get some. I mean, some segments I would like to do is like, for each team, like who's a player to watch and who's a player on the downfall.
Yeah, I had written, like players of the week sort of, but it is a little difficult when teams have more games played than wins and losses combined, and like Schlarky was saying that he has a 0 and they won by 13 and plus minus. Obviously, Let's call him the player of the week. Fuck it. I mean,
yeah, I would say Schlarky's player of the week.
Leads the league in assists. Would probably lead in plus minus if he didn't have the 0. This is the last time I'll give him this honor because I don't want it. He doesn't need any more.
No, we don't need to do repeats unless he has like something special where he puts up like 50 points in a week. In which case,
his head is already big enough. I'm good with. Could be the asshole.
Yeah. We're gonna try to do a bunch of different segments with that. Like I want to send a Google form out to owners and management with a variety of questions that we can go over on air. On air, that sounds so fucking gay. It sounds just so lame that I said that. Like we're fucking some multimedia corporation. Tune into 87.3, the Degen.
Yeah. Oh man. I guess Steve's not joining us.
No, I probably did some chicken nuggets to crush.
3 Michelob Ultras and a chicken meal, Happy Meal. You guys Pokemon.
Just eating the can of fucking beef jerky chew. I had a buddy that got food poisoning from doing that.
Really?
Yeah, like the old like Jack Link's beef jerky chews.
Yeah, like it was like bacon shred.
Yeah. He ate that. He ate like a can of that because he got high and had munchies, and then he got food poisoning for 3 days. No.
What?
He ate like a little bit.
Definitely like eating that shit before.
I have too, but not the whole can.
Oh well, I mean, like that's fucking. It's like
I think he ate like 2 cans.
It's like eating a shaker of bacon. What the fuck are you doing?
Processed bacon bits with artificial
like those
coloring.
red bits, you know what I mean? Fuck. Salad bar bacon bits, bro.
Yeah, it was it was
By the way,
pigeon bacon.
Are not bacon. I don't know if you didn't. They're fucking
What did you say?
They're not bacon. Those red ones that are bacon bits, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They're not bacon.
It's not bacon?
No, dude, they're fucking made of soy. It's little soy balls.
I can't believe it's not bacon.
Yeah, that bright red stuff. I can't believe it's not bacon. Back in the fucking. Let's get this over with. You can edit about 3 minutes out. Cool. All right.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause it. Oh wait, we gotta do a send off, but I'll cut this part out.
Okay. You're washed. According to Dope Swag YOLO. I didn't. Oh no. Here we go. I asked when I was waiting for you. Some things that people would like to say to you. My favorite liar said, you got TC to the CHL, and then shrugged. Dubes said, you're washed. Then Dope Swag responded to Dubes and said, can a player be washed if they were never good in the first place?
It's a fair point.
I feel bad saying someone's washed when I'm as washed as it gets. But anyway, and then that's actually all we got. So
what a turnout.
I said I want mean things to say to you, and that's
that is I'll probably leave this part in just so everybody can hear me get insulted. But
yeah.
No, one thing we'll start doing, like when we actually like have a good set date for doing pods and everything, something I like to post is Ask Me Questions, which was a very popular segment in the IOHL. People really liked that. So it'll pretty much just ask me questions to ask on the pod, and if we have time, we'll try to get through them all.
I'm gonna keep like every week saying like list me mean things to say to you.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, just mean things to say. That's it. Message me questions to ask on the pod. Message Tribe mean things to say to Glizzy.
Say what you want to him. You could
just don't just no hard R's, please. We can't do those.
Hopefully that's done for the season.
No hard R's, no, just you can keep it very violently mean, just not discriminatory mean.
Yeah, don't be a bigot and don't choose to die on that hill. It doesn't make sense. It's not. I just like was thinking about it, and like this guy says all this stuff, goes, I'm racist, it's okay, it's a personal choice. What do you turn around, high five his like Adolf Hitler poster in his fucking parents' basement? I mean, that's just not the hill to die on.
Put in his headphones, poured himself a margarita, and turned into Alex Jones.
Like, blasted some Jimmy Buffett and fucking played air guitar. Like, get out of here, fucking weirdo. Anyway, kind of done, dude.
Just started banging Slipknot while he read his Communist Manifesto.
Just fucking running into his walls in his bedroom, like his cinder block walls, like fucking psychopath, bro.
Oh my god.
So I was supposed to
put on the Confederate States of America documentary and just had a sip of a Long Island iced tea.
Fucking guys at a goddamn fucking Civil War reenactment, but chose to
with actual real musket balls.
He chose to be inside.
He does the reenactments, but he actually uses real bullets.
And he actually wants to win.
He's like, now's the time, boys.
Yeah.
We can change it all.
Fucking nut, bro. All right, yeah. So again, this was supposed to start at 6:30 Eastern. It's now 8:30. It was only supposed to last 30 minutes. I sat in front of this computer for about 45 minutes while you cleaned up your dog's piss. Steve never showed. So I'm ready to get out of here. I gotta cook dinner, bro. It ended up taking.
You cook dinner? You're making a kale salad.
Bro, it's the longest podcast.
All right, we're leaving. Thank you for tuning in.
Well, it'll get better, guys.
I don't know when this is gonna get posted. I have to edit it because usually Koozy's the editor, but he fucking sucks today. So
usually fucking fail. He couldn't upload it to fucking YouTube last time, so he uploaded it to the UHL Podcast. Guys, fucking get out of here. All right, love you guys.
All right, well, yeah, hopefully it'll get better.
Yeah.
If not, I'm sure I'll
get better once it's good. It's actually like a Saturday or a Friday night, and we can like, well,
get hammered. I mean, I'll drink regardless. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've got like.
It's my birthday Wednesday. I gotta get fucked up this week.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right.
I'll probably FaceTime you drunk on it anyway. So.
I'm sure I'll get it.
All right, everybody. Have yourself a great week. I don't know when this is gonna get posted. Maybe it's next week it gets posted. Who knows? Either way, have a good week.
Yeah, maybe this is next week's podcast. All right. See you later. Bye.
Farewell.
Hopefully they're done by then.